Internet Archive's Wayback machine has been compromised by hackers, resulting in a major data breach of 31 million passwords. To discuss its implications, we have here Philip Ivancic from Black Duck and Steven Sim from the Information Systems Audit and Control Association. So, Philip, what has changed in cybersecurity measures since the attack?
Sadly, not a lot. It's probably the same advice that has been around for a very long time, that individuals should not reuse passwords in case they are compromised, and then hackers could use them on different sites. And organizations need to continue to monitor for weaknesses in their web applications that could potentially result in these sort of breaches.
Yeah, I will agree with Philip. I think in this case, it rebounds on the fact that you have to look at all your assets in totality, including your development servers and networks. I think there are quite a few lessons that definitely can be learned in this incident. How incident response itself is handled, as well as the whole nine yards of identifying your critical assets, protecting them adequately, and having adequate detection, response, and recovery.
Are there any indications of who the threat actor might be, or maybe clues on how the passwords were compromised?
So there has been a lot of speculation about the particular threat actor in this case. Firstly, the Internet Archive does have embarrassing information. So what it does is it essentially allows people to search back in time for maybe posts or information that people have tried to delete. For that reason, there's been a lot of speculation. Could it be political? Could it be a major corporation? In addition, Internet Archive has been involved with some lawsuits around copyright infringement as well. So the speculation has been rife across the internet because of the nature of the particular attack. But what was really clear is whoever the attacking group was really determined to disrupt the Internet Archive. They not only stole passwords, they defaced the web application, they then did a denial of service attack, and about a week later, they compromised a back-end system so that they could then start sending emails to organizations to make it look like it was coming from the Internet Archive. So it was persistent and deliberate and really designed to try and, for lack of a better word, punish the Internet Archive.
There's quite a fair bit of conspiracy theories in terms of what could be the motivation behind. One of the strongest that stood out was for the hacker wanted to gain cyber street credibility, or cyber street cred for short, to increase their reputation among other threat actors in the community, as they all compete for who has the most significant and most publicized attacks. In this case, there was no money to be made to try to extort the organization because it's a non-profit organization, right? However, as a well-known and extremely popular website, as what Philip alluded to, it truly boosts whoever the perpetrator is, his reputation among the hacker community.
So what can we learn from this? What can companies do in order to avoid similar instances in the future? Philip?
So I think if we just take a couple of the publicized attacks. One was the stealing of the credential database itself. So that had emails, names, encrypted passwords. That seemingly is linked to an open source component that was part of how that particular website had managed their authentication. So I think for that part, scanning your websites for insecure open source components remains one of the most important things that organizations should do. It also would have helped with the other two attacks. So the compromise of the email server seems to have been traced back to a compromised API token, which again, scanning technologies like software composition analysis can help organizations as they try and make sure that those types of vulnerabilities are patched up. So they're known vulnerabilities, but you do need to automate your processes to find them and hopefully fix them.
First and foremost, they need to, for the incident response perspective, they need to be able to take the servers offline first, identify the root cause, and resolve them before coming back up, right? For instance, rotate the tokens, rotate the credentials, which wasn't done. They have to manage the PR well, warn the users, give them steps to protect themselves, to the extent of sometimes even providing credit monitoring services, because personal identifiable information was purportedly leaked out. Because for someone to take down a web page in the Internet Archives, they need to provide proof of identity. So the proof of identity is personally identifiable. And back to the whole good cybersecurity governance, first and foremost is about proper risk assessment and threat modeling to ensure that even development servers, development systems are secure. Very often, many end-user companies fall into the trap of thinking that these are non-live systems. Non-live means they do not need to be protected to the same level of security as production or live systems. But unfortunately, these systems may have access to some live credentials, may have network connectivity with live systems, and as a result, becomes a conduit or pivoting point into more critical resources and assets in the environment.
Thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your insights, Philip and Stephen.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Once again, those were Philip Ivancic, Head of Solutions Engineering for Asia Pacific at Black Duck, and Stephen Sim, member of the ISACA Information Security Advisory Group. For more news, visit AsianBusinessReview.com.